Alright, as I was saying. So, all that money, I mean, or not a lot, depending, I don't know, depending on your income, I guess. So that's money you get when you finally actually get money in the bank and whatnot. That's because the government can take money away for taxes on your income. And the 17th Amendment now says that each state has 2 senators for 6 years. So hey, that was part of the Great Compromise, where we have the House and we have the Senate. So one's population, one is equal. Yay! And the 18th Amendment basically says we have concurrent powers, which means that the government, the president, the Congress, and all those great powerful people have to share some of their powers with the states. So we have the same powers, like certain ones, like we get to coin, like we both coin money, and we both, implement taxes. And yeah, those are like the 2 big ones here. And the 19th Amendment, you should all know, is yay, finally, the women have the right to vote! Yay! And, if women had the right to vote sooner, then we wouldn't have, like, the World War and such, Wink, wink, wiggly, that joke. And the 20th Amendment now says the terms of the president, vice president, and at noon on January 20th. Terms of the senators and representatives, and at noon on January 3rd. Congress shall assemble at least once every year at noon on January 30th. The vice president becomes president if the president dies, and will elect a new vice president who will need the majority Congress vote to become VP. So basically, what it's saying, it's but the presidents and vice president, they all have specific times when they're supposed to be sworn in. Very, very, very crucial to presidency. And then, Congress does meet at least, once a year. They get together and be like, hey, let's talk about stuff we're doing and what we want to do and what we're not getting done because of all the filibusters and holds and whatnot and debating and all. And then, president dies, like Kennedy died, and they're just like, hey VP, you're the new president! Congrats! You need to nominate someone you like to become vice president, and then, Congress will be like, hey, we like that person too. And let's go to the 21st Amendment that no one likes because it's prohibition, which means, hey, you like alcohol? Well, if you can drink alcohol, yeah, but you can't make it or sell it. Yeah, that one didn't last. Sorry, I mean, in popsicle here, teaching you guys about the amendments is a hungry task. So, the 22nd Amendment states that presidents can only have 2 terms, which that trend was actually started by Washington, who could have gone for a 3rd term, but didn't. And we all know that the only person who wanted a 3rd term was one of the most famous presidents that if his name is a multiple choice answer, you put it, FDR. The 23rd Amendment states that the right to vote in presidential elections, citizens rating in the District of Columbia, D.C., by granting the district electors in the Electoral College as if it were a state. So basically, it's like, hey, D.C., you're your own you're like the Vatican in Rome. Except you're not your own country, you're a district. So, you live here, people live there, so they should have the right to vote in D.C. So, they got the right to vote, and they have 3 electors for the Electoral College, which is really important for the president, like voting for the president, because, people don't vote for president. The Electoral College votes for the president. The 24th Amendment is the right to vote without a poll tax. So hey, you want to vote, you don't have to pay money to vote, which got more people to come out and vote. Go figure, you know. 25th Amendment is the vacancy in the vice president. The obvious president shall nominate a VP in order of succession. So basically it goes, hey, we need a new vice president, but I can't just nominate one. So who comes after VP? It's like, you have people like the Attorney General, the Secretary of State, Secretary of Treasury, Secretary of Interior, Secretary of Transportation, and Homeland Security, and Education, and Agriculture, and all those other people in the 15 cabinets. So it basically goes in a very strict order of which the cabinets were created. So that is how you know what order they go in. If there's a vacancy in the vice president, so the president, although if there's a vacancy in the presidency and the vice president becomes president, and they get to nominate someone for to be vice president, if the vice president, something happens to the vice president, they can no longer be vice president. The president can't just nominate someone else to be vice president. It just goes in the order of succession. The 26th Amendment means, hey, I'm 18, which I am. I can vote, and I actually got my voter's card a couple of weeks ago, so ha-cha-cha. And 27th Amendment prohibits any law that increases or decreases the salary of members of Congress from taking effect until the start of the next set of terms of the office of representative. So basically it's like, hey, we're Congress, so we're going to make this amendment so that you guys can't screw around with our salary. And those are your 27 amendments, people. I hope you remember them, because you kind of need them to know what kind of happens with various parts of this very wonderful textbook here. I'll go into detail with which ones go with which chapters and which concepts and whatnot in the next videos. Bye bye!